Hello and good evening. It's 8:20 p.m. on April the 27th of 2022, and we're going to continue reading the Book of Enoch. Yesterday we read chapters 1 through 36, and tonight we're going to read chapters 37 through 71. Enoch, the Book of Enoch, is one of the books that is no longer in the Bible, so it is really an important part of history that is not seldom told. So if you're just tuning in, thank you. And let me hop over here before I start. Oopsie. Okay, I think we're over here. We're over here. Hello there, Apple Brooks. Let me put this right here and we'll get started reading, you all. It might take a while, but we can do it. Hello, everyone. Let's get started. Chapter 37. The second vision of wisdom, which Enoch, the son of Jared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, the son of Enos, and the son of Seth, the son of Adam, saw. And this is the beginning of the words of wisdom, and which I commence to speak and relate to those who dwell on the earth. Hear, ancestors, and see, descendants, the holy words which I will speak before the Lord of the spirits. It is proper to name the former first, but from the descendants too we will not keep back the beginning of wisdom. And up to the present time there was not given from before the Lord of the spirits the wisdom which I have received according to my knowledge, according to the pleasure of the Lord of the spirits, by whom the portion of life everlasting was given to me. 3 parables were given to me, and I commenced to relate them to those who dwell on the earth. That was a very short section. Hello, everyone. Let's go back to the rest of it. It was extremely short. Chapter 38. First parable. When the congregation of the just shall appear, and the sinners are condemned because of their sins, and expelled from the face of the earth, and when the just one shall appear in the presence of the just who are chosen, whose deeds hang on the Lord of the spirits, and the light shall appear to the just and to the chosen who dwell on the earth, where will be the habitation of the sinners, and where the resting place of those who have denied the Lord of spirits? It were better had they not been born. And when the secrets of the just shall be revealed, then the sinners will be judged, and the impious will be expelled from the presence of the just and chosen. And from that time those who hold the earth will not be powerful and exalted, nor will they be able to behold the face of the just. For the light of the Lord of the spirits is seen on the face of the holy and just and chosen. And mighty kings will perish at that time, and will be given over into the hands of the just and holy. And from the time on no one can ask for mercy from the Lord of the spirits, for their lives have ended. Chapter 39. And it will come to pass in these days that the chosen and holy children will descend from the high heavens, and their seed will become one with the children of men. In those days Enoch received books of zeal and of anger, and books of disturbance and expulsion, and mercy will not be upon them, said the Lord of spirits. And at that time a cloud and a whirlwind seized me from the face of the earth, and carried me to the end of the heavens. And here I saw another vision, the dwellings of the just and the resting place of the holy. Here my eyes saw their dwellings with the angels, and their resting places with the holy. And they asked and petitioned and prayed in behalf of the children of men, and justice like water flowed before them, and mercy like dew on the earth. Thus it is among them to all eternity. And in those days my eyes saw a place of chosen of justice, and of faith fidelity, and how justice will be in their days, and the just and the chosen without number before him to all eternity. And I saw their dwelling under the wings of the Lord of the spirits. And all the just and chosen before him are ornamented as with the light of fire, and their mouths are full of blessings, and their lips praise the name of the Lord of the spirits. And justice before him will not cease. Here I desired to dwell, and my soul longed for this place. Here my portion has been before, for such is established concerning me before the Lord of the spirits. And in those days I blessed and exalted the name of the Lord of the spirits with blessings and praise, for he has strengthened me in blessing and praise according to the will of the Lord of the spirits. For a long time my eyes looked at this place, and I blessed him, saying, Bless him, and let him be blessed from the beginning and to eternity. Before him there is no ceasing. He knows before the world was created what the world is, and will be from generation to generation. Thee they praise who do not sleep. They stand before thy glory, and bless and glorify and exalt thee, saying, Holy, 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 the Lord of the spirits fills the earth with spirits. And here my eyes saw all those who do not sleep, standing before him and blessing him. And they say, Blessed art thou, and blessed the name of the Lord to all eternity. And my face was changed until I could see no more. Chapter 40. And after that I saw 1,000 times 1,000, and 10,000 times 10,000 beings, an innumerable and immense multitude who stood before the glory of the Lord of the spirits. I looked, and on the four sides of the Lord of the spirits I saw 4 faces, different from those standing, and I learned their names, which the angel who came with me announced as their names to me, and showed me all the secrets. And I heard the voices of those 4 faces as they blessed before the Lord of glory. The first voice blessed the Lord of the spirits to all eternity. And I heard the second voice praising the chosen one and the chosen ones who hang on the Lord of the spirits. And I heard the third voice asking and praying for those who dwell on the earth, and petitioning in the name of the Lord of the spirits. And I heard the fourth voice keeping off the Satans, and not allowing them to come before the Lord of the spirits to accuse those who dwell on the earth. After that, I asked the angel of peace who went with me, who showed me all things that were hidden, and said to him, Who are these 4 faces that I see, and whose voices I hear and have written them down? And he said to me, The first is the holy Michael, merciful, slow to anger, and the second, who is over all sicknesses and over all the wounds of the children of men, is Raphael, and the third, who is over all the powers, is the holy Gabriel, and the fourth, who is over penitence and the hope of those who inherit everlasting life, is Phanuel. And these are the 4 angels of God, the Most High, and the 4 voices I heard in those days. Chapter 41. And after this I saw all the secrets of heaven, and the kingdom as it is divided, and how the deeds of men are weighed upon the scales. There I saw the dwellings of the chosen, and the dwellings of the holy, and my eyes saw there how all the sinners were cast from there, they who had denied the name of the Lord of the spirits, and they are dragged away, and there is no rest for them because of the punishments which proceed from the Lord of the spirits. And there my eyes saw the secrets of the lightning and of the thunder, and the secrets of the winds, how they are divided to blow over the earth, and the secrets of the clouds and of the dew. And there I saw also from what place they proceed, and from whence they satisfy the dust of the earth. And there I saw the closed repositories, and from them the winds are divided out, and the repository of hail, and the repository of fog, and of the clouds. And his cloud hovers over the earth from the beginning of the world. And I saw the repositories of the sun and of the moon, from whence they come, and to which they return, and their glorious return, and how one is more glorious than the other, and their fixed course, and how they do not leave their course, and how they add nothing to their course, and take nothing from it, and preserve their fidelity one with the other, remaining steadfast in their oath. And the first son goes out, and makes his way according to the command of the Lord of the spirits. And strong is his name to all eternity. And after this, the hidden and revealed course of the moon, completing the course of her way in that place by day and by night, one looking at the other before the Lord of the spirits, and they give thanks and praise and do not rest, for their thanksgiving is rest for them. For the shining sun makes many changes for a blessing and for a curse. And the course of the path of the moon is light to the just, and darkness to the sinners in the name of the Lord, who created a separation between light and darkness, and divided the spirits of men, and strengthened the spirits of the just, in the name of his own justice. For neither does an angel hinder, nor is any power able to hinder, for the judge sees them all, and judges them all before him. Chapter 42. Wisdom did not find a place where she might live, and a dwelling place was given to her in the heavens. Wisdom came to dwell among the children of men, and found no dwelling place. Wisdom returned to her place, and took her seat among the angels. And injustice came forth from its repository, whom it did not seek. Them it found, and dwelt with them, like the rain in the desert, and like dew in the thirsty land. Chapter 43. And again I saw lightning, and the stars of heaven, and I saw how he called them all by their names, and they heard him. And I saw that they were weighed on the scales of justice, according to their light, according to the width of their places, and the day of their appearance, and their course. One flash of lightning produces another, and their course according to the number of angels, and their fidelity they preserved among themselves. And I asked the angel who went with me, who showed me what was secret, "What are these?" And he said to me, "The Lord of the spirits has showed thee a picture of them. These are the names of the just who dwell on the earth, and believe on the name of the Lord of the spirits to all eternity." Chapter 44. Also, other things I saw in reference to the flashes of lightning, how they arise from the stars, and become lightning, and can leave nothing behind with them. So that is chapter, let me look at this. That's chapter 44. Now we're going to continue. How we doing over here? Doing fine? That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. One moment. Let's continue reading, everyone. Chapter 45. And this is the second parable concerning those who deny the name of the dwelling place of the holy and of the Lord of the spirits. They will not ascend to heaven and will not come on the earth. Such will be the portion of the sinners who deny the name of the Lord of the spirits, who are thus preserved to the day of suffering and sorrow. On that day the chosen one will sit upon the throne of glory, and will choose among their deeds and places without number. And their spirit will become strong in them when they see my chosen one, and those who have called upon my holy and glorious name. And on that day I will cause my chosen one to dwell among them, and will transform heaven and make it a blessing and a light eternally. And I will transform the earth and make it a blessing, and will cause my chosen ones to dwell thereon. And those who have committed sins and crimes will not step on it. For I have seen and satisfied with peace my just ones, and have placed them before me. But for the sinners there awaits before me a judgment, that I may destroy them from the face of the earth. Chapter 46. And there I saw one who had a head of days, and his head was white like wool, and with him was a second whose countenance was like the appearance of a man, and his countenance was full of agreeableness, like one of the holy angels. And I asked one of the angels who went with me, and who showed me all the secrets concerning this Son of Man, who he was, and whence he was, and why he goes with the head of days. And he answered and said to me, This is the Son of Man, who has justice, and justice dwells with him, and all the treasures of secrecy he reveals, because the Lord of the spirits has chosen him, and his portion overcomes all things before the Lord of the spirits in rectitude to eternity. And this Son of Man whom thou hast seen will arise the kings and the mighty from their couches, and the strong from their thrones, and will loosen the bands of the strong, and will break the teeth of the sinners. And he will expel the kings from their thrones and from their kingdoms, because they do not exalt him and praise him, and who do not acknowledge humbly whence the kingdom was given to them. And he will expel the countenance of the strong, and shame will fill them. Darkness will be their dwelling place, and worms will become their couches. And they will have no hope of rising from their couches, because they do not exalt the name of the Lord of spirits. And these are they who master the stars of heaven, and raise their hands against the Most High, and tread the earth and live thereon. And all their doing is injustice, and their doing manifests injustice, and their power is in their riches, and faith is in their gods, which they have made with their hands, and they have denied the name of the Lord of the spirits. And they will be cast out of the houses of his congregations, and of the faithful who hang on the name of the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 47. And in those days the prayer of the just and the blood of the just one ascends from the earth before the Lord of the spirits. In these days the holy ones who dwell in high heaven will unite in one voice, and will petition and pray and praise and thank and bless the name of the Lord of the spirits, on account of the blood of the just which has been spilled, and the prayer of the just, that it may not be in vain before the Lord of the spirits, that judgment may be held over them, and they not suffer to eternity. And in those days I saw the head of days, as he sat upon the throne of his glory, and the books of the living were opened before him, and his whole host, which is in high heaven and around him, stood before him. And the hearts of the holy ones were filled with joy, because the number of justice was fulfilled, and the prayers of the just had been heard, and the blood of the just one, had been demanded before the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 48. And at that place I saw an inexhaustible fountain of justice, and around it many fountains of wisdom. And all the thirsty drank out of them, and were filled with wisdom. And their dwelling places were with the just and holy and chosen. And at that hour that Son of Man was called near the Lord of the spirits, and his name before the head of days. And before the sun and the signs were created, before the stars of heaven were made, his name was called before the Lord of the spirits. He will be a staff to the just and the holy, upon which they will support themselves and not fall. And he will be the light of the nations, and he will be the hope of those who are sick in their hearts. All who live upon the earth will fall down before him and bend to him, and will bless and praise him, and will sing psalms in the name of the Lord of the spirits. For this purpose he was chosen and hidden before him before the world was created, and he will be before him to eternity. And the wisdom of the Lord of the spirits has revealed him to the holy and the just, for he preserves the portion of the just, because they have hated and despised this world of injustice, and have hated all its deeds and ways in the name of the Lord of the spirits. For in his name they will be saved, and he will be the revenger of their lives. And in those days the countenance of the kings of the earth and of the mighty who possess the earth will be bent down on account of the deeds of their hands. For on the day of their terror and trouble their souls will not be saved. And I will put them into the hands of my chosen, like straw in fire, and like lead in water. Thus they will burn before the face of the just, and sink before the face of the holy, and no trace of them will be found. And on the day of their trouble there will be rest on the earth. Before him they will fall and not rise again. And there will be no one to take them with his hands and lift them up, because they have denied the Lord of the spirits and his anointed. The name of the Lord of the spirits be blessed. Chapter 49. For wisdom is poured out like water, and glory does not cease before him to all eternity. For he is powerful in all the secrets of justice and injustice. Like a shadow will end, having no stability, because the chosen one has arisen before the Lord of the spirits, and his glory is to all eternity, and his power to all generations. In him dwells the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit of him who imparts understanding, and the spirit of doctrine and of power, and the spirit of those asleep in justice. And he will judge the secrets, and no one will be able to speak a vain word before him, because he is the chosen one before the Lord of the spirits, according to his will. Chapter 50. And in those days there will be a change for the holy and chosen, and the light of the days will dwell over them. and glory and honor will be turned over to the holy. And on the day of trouble, evil will gather over the sinners, but the just will overcome through the name of the Lord of the spirits. And he will show it to the others, that they may repent and cease the work of their hands. And they will have no honor before the Lord of the spirits, but in his name they will be saved. And the Lord of the spirits will have mercy on them, for his mercy is great. And he is just in his judgment, and before his glory, and injustice will not stand in his judgment. Whosoever will not repent shall be destroyed. Henceforth I will not have mercy on them, says the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 51. And in those days the earth will return that entrusted to it, and Sheol will return that entrusted to it, which it has received, and hell will return what it owes. And he will choose the just and holy from among them, for the day has come that they be saved. And the chosen one in those days will sit upon his throne, and all the secrets of wisdom will proceed from the thoughts of his mouth. For the Lord of the spirits has given it to him and has honored him. And in those days the mountains will skip like rams, and the hills spring like lambs satisfied with milk. And they will be all the angels in heaven. Their faces will shine in gladness, because the chosen one has arisen in those days, and the earth will rejoice, and the just will live thereon, and the chosen will walk and move thereon. Chapter 52. And after those days, at that place where I had seen all the visions of which is hidden, for I was taken up by the whirling of the wind, and carried toward the west. There my eyes saw the secrets of heaven, all things that will be on the earth, a mountain of iron, and a mountain of copper, and a mountain of silver, and a mountain of gold, and a mountain of soft metal, and a mountain of lead. And I asked the angel who went with me, saying, What are those things which I have seen in secret? And he said to me, All these things which thou hast seen are rare for the power of his anointed, that he may command and be powerful on the earth. Then this angel of peace answered and said to me, Wait a little, and thou wilt see, and there will be revealed to thee every secret that the Lord of the spirits has planted. These mountains which thou hast seen, the mountain of iron, and the mountain of copper, and the mountain of silver, and the mountain of gold, and the mountain of soft metal, and the mountain of lead, all these will be before the chosen one like wax in the presence of fire, and like water which falls down from above on these mountains, and will be weak before his feet. And it will come to pass in those days that no one will save himself, not with gold, and not with silver. No one will be able to save himself or to flee. And there will be no iron for war, and no clothing for a breastplate. Metal will not aid, and zinc will not aid, and will not be beaten out, and lead will not be desired. And all these things will disappear and be destroyed from the face of the earth, when the chosen one shall appear before the face of the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 53. And there my eye saw a deep valley, whose mouth was open, and all those who dwell upon the earth and sea and islands will bring him gifts and presents and tokens of submission, but that deep valley will not be filled. And they commit crimes with their hands, and everything they make they devour criminally. They, the sinners, but they will be destroyed in the presence of the Lord of the spirits. They, the sinners, will be chased from off the face of his earth continually to all eternity. For I have seen the angels of punishment going and preparing all the instruments for Satan. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, "These instruments, for whom they have been prepared?" And he said to me, "These are prepared for the kings and the mighty of this earth, that they be destroyed with them. And after this, the just and the chosen one will cause the house of his congregation to appear. Henceforth it will not be hindered in the name of the Lord of the spirits. And these mountains will be in his presence like the earth, and the hills will be like a fountain of water, and the just will rest from the oppression of the sinners." Chapter 54. And I looked and turned toward another side of the earth, and I saw there a deep valley with a burning fire. And they brought the kings and the powerful, and put them into the deep valley. And there my eye saw how they make instruments for them, iron chains of immense weight. And I asked the angel of peace, who went with me, saying, "These chain instruments, for whom have they been prepared?" And he said to me, "These have been prepared for the host of Azazel, to imprison them and put them into the lowest hell. And their jaws will be covered with rough stones, as the Lord of the spirits has commanded. Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Phanuel, they will overpower them on that great day, and will throw them on that day into the oven of burning fire, that the Lord of the spirits may avenge himself on them on account of their injustice, because they became subject to Satan, and have led astray those who dwell on the earth. And in those days the punishment from the Lord of the spirits will come, and all the repositories of water which are above in the heavens, and also the fountains of water which are under the heavens, and which are under the earth, will be opened. And all the waters will be joined with the waters which are above in the heavens, but the water which is in high heaven is the masculine, and the water which is beneath on the earth is the feminine. And they will be destroyed, all those who dwell on the earth, and those who dwell under the ends of heaven. And through this they know their injustice, which they have done on the earth, and therefore they are destroyed. Chapter 55. And after that the head of days repented and said, "In vain have I destroyed all who dwell on the earth." And he swore by his great name, "Henceforth I will not do thus to all those who dwell on the earth, and I will place a sign in the heavens, and it will be a token of fidelity between me and them to eternity, as long as heaven is above the earth. And then it will be according to my command, when I desire to overpower them by the hand of the angel on the day of trouble and suffering. Before this my anger and my punishment will remain over them, says the Lord of the spirits. Ye mighty kings who will dwell on the earth, ye shall be about to see my chosen one, as he sits on the throne of my glory, and judges Azazel and all his associates, and all his hosts in the name of the Lord of spirits. Chapter 56. And I saw there the hosts of angels of punishment, walking and holding chains of iron and metal. And I asked the angel of peace who went with me, saying, "To whom are these going, holding them?" He said to me, "Each one to his chosen and his beloved, that they be thrown into the deep abyss of the valley. And then that valley will be filled with their chosen and beloved, and the day of their lives will be ended, and the day of their error will, from that time on, not be counted. And in those days the angels will assemble, and turn their heads toward the east, toward the people of Parthia and Media, in order to excite the kings, and that a spirit of disturbance come over them, and disturb them from off their thrones, that they come forth from their resting places like lions, and like hungry wolves amidst their flocks. And they will ascend and step upon the land of their chosen, and the land of his chosen will be before them a threshing floor and a path. But the city of my just will be a hindrance to their horses, and they will take up a battle amongst themselves, and their right will become strong against themselves, and a man will not know his neighbor or his brother, nor the son his father or his mother, until there shall be sufficient bodies by their death and their punishment over them. It will not be in vain. And in those days the mouth of Sheol will be opened, and they will sink into it, and their destruction, Sheol, will devour the sinners from the presence of the chosen. Chapter 57. And it came to pass after this, I saw again a host of wagons, upon which men were riding, and they came upon the wind from the east, and from the west to the north. And the noise of their wagons were heard. And as this commotion took place, the holy ones from heaven noticed it. And the pillars of the earth were moved from their place, and it was heard from the ends of the earth to the ends of the heavens in one day. And they will all fall down before the Lord of spirits. And this is the end of the second parable. Wow, that's a very long area, you all. It really is. That's a long reading right there. We're going to read the rest. Yeah. Yes, so let's look at this, you all. Let's read this the rest of the way. Let me see this. One moment, please. Did I see something on here? Yeah, okay. So let me put this back to me. Let me come back over here. And let's find this, you all, because this is, these are long chapters. Chapter 58. And I began to speak the third parable concerning the just and concerning the chosen. Blessed are ye, the just and chosen, for your portion is glorious. And the just will be in the light of the sun, and the chosen in the light of everlasting life. And there will be no end to the days of their life, and the days of the holy will be without number. And they will seek the light, and will find justice with the Lord of the spirits. There will be peace to the just with the Lord of the world. And after that it will be said to the holy that they should seek in heaven the secrets of justice, the portion of faith, for it has risen like the sun on the earth, and darkness has disappeared. And there will be an unceasing light, and in the number of days they will not enter, because darkness will be destroyed first, and the light will be mighty before the Lord of the spirits. And the light of the rectitude will be strong in eternity before the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 59. And in those days my eyes saw the secrets of the lightning, and the masses of light, and their judgments, and they flashed for a blessing and for a curse, as the Lord of the spirits desired. And there I saw the secrets of the thunder, and how when it resounds above in the heavens, its sound is heard. And they showed me the dwelling places of the earth and the thunder, either for peace or for a blessing or for a curse, according to the word of the Lord of the spirits. And after that all the secrets of the luminaries and of the lightning were shown to me, as they flash for a blessing and for satisfaction. That was a really short one right there. Yes, it was, you all. Um, oh, you're welcome, you all. I've never heard all of the Book of Enoch. I've only heard the first part. I didn't know all of this was in there. I really did not. Chapter 60. In the year 500, and in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, of the life of Enoch. In that parable I saw that the heaven of heaven shook tremendously, and the host of the Most High and the angels, 1,000 times 1,000, and 10,000 times 10,000, were disturbed exceedingly. And then I saw the head of days sitting upon the throne of his glory, and the angels and the just ones stood around him. And a great trembling took hold of me, and fear seized me. My loins were bent and were loosened, and my whole being melted together. And I fell down on my face. And the holy Michael sent another holy angel, one of the holy angels, and he raised me up. And as he raised me, my spirit returned, for I had not been able to endure the sight of this host, and of that trembling and shaking of heaven. And the holy Michael said to me, on account of what vision is such trembling? Up to today was the day of his mercy, and he was merciful and slow to anger over those who dwell on the earth. But when the day and the power and the punishments and judgments come, which the Lord of the spirits have prepared for those who bow to the judgment of justice, and for those who deny the judgment of justice, and for those who take his name in vain, that day has been prepared a covenant for the chosen, and a test for the sinners. And on that day 2 monsters will be distributed, a female monster named Leviathan, to dwell in the depth of the sea, over the fountains of water. But the masculine is named Behemoth, who occupies with his breast a void desert called Dindane, in the east of the garden where the chosen and holy will dwell, where my grandfather was taken up from the 7th from Adam, the first of men whom the Lord of the spirits made. And I asked that other angel that he should show me the power of those monsters, how they were separated on one day, and that one descended into the depths of the sea, and the other to the desert land. And he said to me, Thou son of man, thou desirest to know here that which is a secret. Then the other angel who went with me spoke to me, and showed me that which was secret, the first and the last, what is in the heavens on high, and in the earth in the deep, and on the ends of the heaven, and on the foundations of heaven, and in the repositories of the winds, and how the spirits are divided, and how weighing is done, and how fountains and winds are counted according to the power of the Spirit, and the power of the lights of the moon, and that is it, a power of justice, and the divisions of the stars according to their names, and how each division is divided, and peals of thunder according to the places where they fall, and all the divisions that are made among the flashes of lightning, that lightning may take place, and their hosts obey. For the thunder has places of rest for the awaiting of its peal, and thunder and lightning are inseparable, and although not one, both go together through the Spirit and are not separated. For when the lightning flashes, the thunder utters its voice, and the Spirit causes a rest during the flash. and divides equally between them. For the treasury of their flashes is like the sand, and each one of them in its flash is held with a bridle, and turned back by the power of the Spirit, and is pushed forward according to the number of the directions on the earth. And the spirit of the sea is masculine and strong, and according to the strength of his power, he draws back with the bridle, and like in manner it is pushed forward, and scattered in all the mountains of the earth. And the spirit of the hoarfrost is his own angel, and the spirit of hell is a good angel. And he has left go the spirit of the snow on account of its strength, and it has a special spirit, and that which ascends from it is like smoke, and its name is frost. And the spirit of the fog is not joined with them in their repositories, but it has a special repository, for its course is in the clearness, and in the light, and in the darkness, and in winter, and in summer, and its repository is the light, and it is its angel, or angle. And the spirit of the dew has its dwelling place at the ends of heaven, and is connected with the repositories of the rain, and its course is in winter and in summer, and its clouds and clouds of fog are connected, and one gives to the other. And when the spirit of rain moves out of its repository, the angels come and open the repository and let it out. And when it is scattered over all the earth, and also as often as it is joined to the waters of the earth. For the waters are for those who live on the earth, for they are the nourishment for the earth from the Most High, who is in heaven. Therefore rain has its measure, and angels receive it. And all these things I saw toward the garden of the just. And the angel of peace who was with me said to me, These two monsters are prepared to be fed, according to the greatness of God, that the punishments from God be not in vain. And sons will be killed with their mothers, and children with their fathers, when the punishments from the Lord of the spirits shall rest over them, it will rest, so that the punishments from the Lord of the spirits may not come in vain over those. After that there will be a judgment in his mercy and in his patience. Chapter 61. And I saw in those days that long cords were given to those angels, and they took to themselves wings, and flew, and went towards the north. And I asked the angels, saying, Why have these taken the long cords, and have gone away? And he said to me, They went to measure. And the angel who went with me said to me, These bring the measures of the just, and the ropes of the just, that they may support themselves on the name of the Lord of the spirits to all eternity. And the chosen will begin to dwell with the chosen. And these measures will be given to faith, and will strengthen the word of justice. And these measures will reveal all the secrets of the depths of the earth, and those who have been destroyed by the desert, and those who have been devoured by the fish of the sea, and by the beast, that they return and support themselves on the day of the chosen one. For none will be destroyed before the Lord of the spirits, and none can be destroyed. And then received a command all who dwell in the heights of heaven, and one power, and one voice, and one light, like the fire, was given to them. And that one first they blessed and exalted, and glorified with wisdom, and showed themselves wise in speech and in the spirit of life. And the Lord of the spirits placed his chosen one on the throne of his glory, and he will judge all the deeds of the holy ones in heaven, and will weigh their deeds on scales. And when he shall arise his countenance to judge their paths that are secret by the word of the name of the Lord of the spirits, and their path in the way of the just judgment of the highest God, then they will all speak with one voice, and bless and praise and exalt and glorify the name of the Lord of the spirits. And then will cry out all the host of heavens, and all the holy ones above, and the host of God, cherubim, seraphim, and ophanim, and all the angels of power, and all the angels of supremacies, and the chosen one, and the other powers on the earth, above the water on that day, and will raise one voice, and will bless and glorify and praise and exalt the spirit of faith, and in the spirit of wisdom and of patience, and in the spirit of mercy, and in the spirit of judgment and of peace, and in the spirit of goodness, and will all say with one voice, Blessed is he, and blessed be the name of the Lord of the spirits, in eternity and to eternity. And all who do not sleep in high heavens will bless him. All his holy ones who are in heaven will bless him, and all the chosen who dwell in the garden of life, and every spirit of light, who is able to bless and glorify and exalt and say, Holy to thy sacred name in all flesh, which will exceedingly praise and bless thy name to all eternity. For great is the mercy of the Lord of spirits, and he is slow to anger, and all his doing and all his power, as much as he has made, he has revealed to the just and to the chosen in the name of the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 62. And thus the Lord commanded the kings and the powerful and the exalted and those who dwell on the earth, and said, Open your eyes and lift up your horns, if ye are able to recognize the chosen one. And the Lord of the spirits sat on the throne of his glory, and the spirit of justice was poured out over him, and the word of his mouth slew all the sinners and all the impious, and they were destroyed before his face. Then will stand upon that day all the kings and all the powerful and all the exalted of those who hold the earth, and will see him, and will know that he sits on the throne of his glory, and that the just are judged in justice before him, and that there is no word spoken in vain before him. And pain will come over them, like a woman who is in travail, and to whom the birth is hard, when the son enters the mouth of the mother, and she has pain in giving birth. And one portion of them will look upon the other, and will tremble, and cast down their countenance, and pain will seize them, when they see this Son of the woman sitting on the throne of his glory. And the powerful kings and all who hold the earth will honor and bless and exalt him who rules over all, who is hidden. For formerly the Son of Man was hidden, and the Most High preserved him before his power, and has revealed him to be the chosen. And the congregation of the holy and the chosen will be sown, and all the chosen will stand before him on that day. And all the powerful kings and the exalted and those who rule the earth will fall before him upon their faces, and will worship and will hope in the Son of Man, and will petition him and ask him for mercy. And that Lord of the spirits will only press them, that they hasten to leave his presence, and their countenance will be filled with shame, and darkness will be heaped upon their countenances. And the angels of punishment will receive them to take vengeance on them, because they have abused his children and his chosen. And they will be a spectacle for the just and for his chosen. They will rejoice over them, because the wrath of the Lord of the spirits rests upon them. And the sword of the Lord of the spirits is drunk with them. And the just and the chosen will be saved on that day, and will henceforth not see the face of the sinners and of the unjust. And the Lord of the spirits will dwell over them, and they will dwell with the Son of Man, and will eat and lie down and rise again with him to all eternity. And the just and the chosen will have risen from the earth, and will have ceased to cast down their faces, and will be clothed with the garments of life. And these will be the garments of life before the Lord of the spirits. And your garments will not become old, and your glory will not decrease before the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 63. In those days the powerful kings who hold the earth will petition the angels of punishment, to whom they are delivered, that they should be given a little rest, so that they could fall down and worship before the Lord of spirits, and could acknowledge their sins before him. And they will bless and glorify the Lord of spirits, and will say, Blessed is the Lord of the spirits, and the Lord of the kings, and the Lord of the powerful, and the Lord of the rulers, and the Lord of glory, and the Lord of wisdom, and every secret is clear. And thy power is to all generation, and thy glory to all eternity. Deep are thy secrets, all and without number, and thy justice without reckoning. Now we know that we should praise and bless the Lord of kings, and him who rules over all the kings. And they will say, Who will give us rest, that we might praise and thank and bless him, and be believers before his glory? And now we long for a little rest, and do not find it. We are driven away, and do not receive it. The light has ceased before us, and darkness is our dwelling place to all eternity. For before him we have not believed, and have not honored the name of the Lord of the kings. And we have not praised the Lord in all his doing, and our hope was in the scepter of our kingdom, and in our glory. And in the day of our trial and our trouble he did not save us. And we do not find rest to believe that our Lord is faithful in all his deeds, and in all his judgments and his justice, and that his judgment does not respect persons. And we shall disappear before his face on account of our deeds, and all our sins are counted in justice. Now they will say to them, Our souls are satisfied with unjust goods, but it does not prevent our going to the flames of the pain of hell. And after that their countenance will be filled with darkness and shame before the Son of Man, and they will be expelled from his presence, and a sword will dwell in their midst before his countenance. And thus said the Lord of the spirits, This is the ordinance and judgment of the mighty and the kings and the exalted and those who hold the earth before the Lord of the spirits. Chapter 64. And I saw other faces in that place in secret. I heard the voice of an angel saying, These are the angels who descended from heaven upon the earth, and have revealed to the children of men which was secret, and have led astray the sons of men that they committed sin. How we doing over here? Are we doing okay? Yeah, I think we're doing all right, you all. We're going to still read. Yes, we are. Let's get to reading. We can do it. We're going to finish it. Chapter 65. And in those days Noah saw the earth, that it was curved, and that its destruction was near. And he lifted up his feet from there, and went to the ends of the earth, and called to his grandfather Enoch. And Noah said with a bitter voice, Hear me, hear me, hear me, 3 times. And he said to him, Tell me what it is that has been done on the earth, that the earth is so tired out and shaken. May I not be destroyed with it? And after this time there was a great trembling on the earth, and a voice was heard from heaven, and I fell on my face. And Enoch, my grandfather, came and stood by me and said to me, Why dost thou so bitterly and lamentably cry to me? A command has come before the presence of the Lord over all those who dwell on the earth, that their end is at hand, because they know all the secrets of the angels, and all the violence of the Satans, and all the powers of secrecy, and all the powers of those who practice sorcery, and the powers of fascination, and the powers of those who make metal images of the whole earth. And also how silver is produced from the dust of the earth, and how soft metal originates from the earth. For lead and zinc are not produced like the former. A fountain it is which produces them, and an angel who stands in it, and that angel is excellent. And after that my grandfather Enoch took hold of me with his hand and raised me up, and said to me, Go, for I have asked the Lord of the spirits concerning this shaking of the earth. And he said to me, On account of their injustice, their judgment is completed, and will not be counted before me concerning the months which they have searched out, and through which they have learned that the earth will be destroyed, and those who live thereon. And for them there will be no place of refuge to eternity, because they have showed them that which was secret, and they will be judged. But not thou, my son. The Lord of the Spirit knows that thou art clean and free of this blame concerning the secrets. And he has strengthened thy name among the holy, and will preserve thee from those who dwell on the earth, and will strengthen thy seed in justice, for kings and great honors, and from thy seed will produce the fountain of just and the holy, without number to eternity. Chapter 66. And after that he showed me the angels of punishment, who are prepared to come in to open all the powers of the water which is under the earth, that it may be a judgment and destruction over all those who live and dwell on the earth. And the Lord of the spirits commanded the angels who went forth, that they should not lift up their hands, but should wait. For these angels are over the powers of the waters. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. Chapter 67. And in those days the voice of God was with me, and he said to me, Noah, behold, thy portion has ascended to me, a portion without blame, a portion of love and rectitude. And now the angels are making wooden building, and when they are gone to that work, I will lift up my hand upon it and will preserve it. And out of it will be the seed of life, and a change will come to the earth. A change will come so that the earth does not remain empty. And I will strengthen thy seed before me to all eternity, and will scatter those who dwell with thee over the face of the earth. And it will be blessed and increased over the earth in the name of the Lord. And they will enclose those angels who have showed injustice in that flaming valley which my grandfather Enoch showed to me before, in the west, and in the mountains of gold and of silver and iron and soft metal and zinc. And I saw that in the valley, in which there was a great shaking and a shaking of the waters. And as this took place, there was produced from that flaming, flowing metal, and out of the shaking that shook them at that place, an odor of sulfur. And it united with those waters, and that valley of the angels who had led astray burned under the earth. And through the valley of that angels who had led astray burned under the earth. And through the valley of that earth comes rivers of fire, where those angels who had led astray those who dwell on the earth are condemned. And those waters will be in those days for the king and the powerful who is exalted, and those who dwell on the earth, a medicine of the soul and of the body, but for a judgment of the spirit, because their spirits are full of lust, and that they punished in their bodies, because they have denied the Lord of the spirits, and their judgments daily, and still believe not in his name. And as the burning of their bodies increase, there will be a change in their spirit to all eternity. For no one will speak a vain word before the Lord of the spirits. For the judgment comes over them, because they believe in the lust of their flesh and deny the Spirit of the Lord. And those waters themselves in those days suffer a change, For when those angels shall be condemned on those days, the heat of those fountains of the water changes, and when the angels ascend, this water of the fountain changes and becomes cold. And I heard the holy Michael answering and saying, This judgment, wherewith the angels are condemned, is a testimony for the kings and the powerful and for those who hold the earth. For these waters of judgment are a healing of the angels and a death to their bodies. But they will not see and will not believe that those waters change and will become a fire which burns to eternity. Chapter 68. And after that my grandfather Enoch gave me the signs of all the secrets in a book, and the parables which had been given to him, and he compiled them for me in the words of the book of the parables. And on that day the holy Michael answered, saying to Raphael, The power of the Spirit forces me and angers me, and on account of the severity of the judgment of the secrets, the judgment over the angels, who can endure the severity of judgment which is past and remains, and before which they melt away? And the holy Michael answered again and said to Raphael, Who is he whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not shaken by this word? A judgment has come over them from those who they have thus led out. And it came to pass, as he stood before the Lord of the spirits, the holy Michael spoke to Raphael, And I will not be for them under the eye of the Lord, for the Lord of the spirits is angered at them, because they act as if they were like gods. Therefore judgment which is hidden comes over them to all eternity. Therefore neither angel nor man will receive his portion, but they alone will receive their judgment to all eternity. Chapter 69. And after this judgment they will terrify and anger them, because they have showed this to those who dwell on the earth. And behold, the name of those angels, and these are their names. The first of them is Simjaja, the second is Aristiquipha, the third Armin, the fourth Kakibiel, the fifth Toriel, the sixth Rumagiel, the seventh Daniel, the eighth Nuquel, the ninth Berquel, the 10th Azazel, the 11th Armers, the 12th Batorajal, the 13th Basizel, the 14th Ananiel, the 15th Turajal, the 16th Simpaziel, the 17th Jedaril, the 18th Tumiel, the 19th Tariel, the 20th Rumiel, and the 21st Iziel. And these are the heads of the angels, and the names of their chiefs over 100, and the chiefs over 50, and the chiefs over 10. The name of the first, Jequin, he is the one who has led astray all the children of the holy angels, and he has led them down on the earth, and has led them astray through the daughters of men. And the second is called Asbiel. He is one who has taught the children of the holy angels the wicked device, and has led them astray to destroy their bodies with the daughters of men. And the third is called Gadriel. He is the one who has taught the children of men all the blows of death, and led astray Eve, and showed to the children of men the instruments of death, the coat of mail, and the shield, and the sword for battle, and all the instruments of death to the sons of men. And from his hand they have come over those who dwell on the earth from that time to eternity. And the fourth is called Pinimio. He has taught the sons of men the bitter and sweet, and taught them all the secrets of their wisdom. He taught men writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity up to this day. For men were not born to that purpose, that they should thus strengthen their fidelity with a pen and with ink. For man was not created otherwise than the angels, that they should remain just and pure, and death, which destroys all things, would not have touched them. But through this their knowledge they are destroyed, and through this power it devours me. And the fifth is named Kazdejah, and he has taught the sons of men all the wicked beatings of the spirits and the demons, the beatings of the birth of the wound, that it fall, and the beatings of the soul, the bites of the serpent, and the beatings which take place at noon, the sons of the serpent, whose name is Tabat. And this is the number of Kesbiel, who showed the head of the oath to the holy ones, when he dwelt high in glory, and his name is Becca. And this one said to the holy Michael, that he should show them the secret name, that they might see that secret name, and that they might mention this name in the oath, and they may tremble before that name and the oath, those that showed to the children of men all that is secret. And this is the power of that oath, for it is powerful and strong, and he placed this oath, Akie, into the hands of the holy Michael. And these are the secrets of this oath, and they were strengthened by his oath. And heaven was suspended before the earth was made, and to eternity. And by it the earth was founded on the water, and from the secret places of the mountains come beautiful waters for the living, from creation of the world to eternity. And by that oath the sea was created, and its foundation he placed for it sand for the time of rage, and it dare not pass over the creation of the world and to eternity. And by that oath the depths were strengthened and stand, and do not move from their places from eternity to eternity. And by that oath the sun and the moon complete their course, and depart not from their commands from eternity to eternity. And by that oath the stars complete their courses, and he calls their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. And also the spirits of the water and of the winds, and of all the zephyrs and their paths, according to all the unions of the spirits. And in it are preserved the repositories of the voice of thunder, and of the light of the lightning. And there are preserved repositories of hail, and of the hoar frost, and the repositories of the fog, and the repositories of the rain, and of the dew. And all these believe in and render thanks before the Lord of the spirits, and praise him with all their power. And their food is all thanksgiving, and they thank and praise and exalt in the name of the Lord of the spirits to all eternity. And over them this oath is strong, and they are preserved by it, and their paths are preserved, and the courses are not destroyed. And there was great joy among them, and they blessed and honored and exalted, because of the Son of Man had revealed unto them. And he sat upon his throne in glory, and the sum of the judgment was given to him, the Son of Man. And he causes to disappear and to be destroyed the sinners from the face of the earth, and also those who have led astray the earth. They shall be bound with chains, and shall be imprisoned by the assembling place of destruction, and all their work shall disappear from the face of the earth. And from that time on there will be nothing that will be destroyed. For he, the Son of Man, has appeared and sits on the throne of his glory, and all wickedness will disappear from his face and depart. But the word of the Son of Man will be strong before the Lord of the spirits. This is the third parable of Enoch. Let's see what's next. Let's look at this, you all. Chapter 70. I think we're almost done. And it came to pass after this that his name was elevated during his lifetime to that Son of Man, to the Lord of the spirits, away from those who dwell on the earth. And it was elevated on the wagons of the Spirit, and the name departed in their midst. And from that day I was not drawn in their midst, and he set me between two winds, between the north and the west. where there were angels who took the cords to measure for me the place for the chosen and for the just. And there I saw the first fathers and the just, who dwell in this place from the beginning. Chapter 71. And it came to pass after this that my spirit was hidden, and it ascended into the heavens. There I saw the sons of the angels stepping on a flame of fire. Their clothes were white, and also their garments, and the light of their faces were like crystal. And I saw 2 rivers of fire, and the light of that fire flamed like hyacinth. And I fell on my face before the Lord of the spirits. And Michael, an angel from among the chiefs of angels, took me by the right hand and lifted me up, and led me out to all the secrets of mercy and to the secrets of justice. And he showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, and all the repositories of the stars and of the luminaries, and whence they proceed in the presence of the holy ones. And the Spirit moved Enoch into the heaven of heavens. And I saw there in the midst of the light how there was something which was built of crystal stone, and between these stones tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw how a fire surrounded this house, and the 4 sides rivers full of living fire, and how they surrounded this house. And around about were seraphim and cherubim and ophanim, and these are those who do not sleep, but guard the throne of his glory. And I saw angels who could not be numbered, 1,000 times 1,000, and 10,000 times 10,000 surrounded that house. And Michael and Raphael, Gabriel and Phanuel, and the holy angels who are in the high heavens enter and leave that house. And Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Phanuel, and manly holy angels without number came out of that house. And with them the head of days, his head white and clean as wool, and his garments beyond description. And I fell on my face, and all my flesh melted, and my spirit was changed. And I cried with a loud voice, with the spirit of power, and I blessed and honored and exalted. And these blessings which proceeded from my mouth were pleasing before that head of days. And that head of days came with Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Phanuel, and with thousands, and with 10,000 times thousands of angels without number. And that angel came to me and greeted me with his voice and said to me, Thou art a son of man who was born to justice, and justice dwells over thee, and justice of the head of days will not depart from thee. And he said to me, He calls peace unto thee in the name of the world which is to come. For thence peace proceeds since the creation of the world, and thus it will be to thee to eternity, from eternity to eternity. And all who will continue to walk in thy path, their dwelling places will be with thee, and they will not be separated from thee in eternity, and from eternity to eternity. And so long life will be with that Son of Man, and peace will be to the just, and his right path to the just, in the name of the Lord of the spirits to all eternity. Well, I think we are done. That was a very, very long chapter, you all. It was extremely long. Hello there, Deb. That's okay. That is all right, you all. That was that's a tad bit of a difficult reading. It really is. But that's okay. I said I was going to read it, and I'm going to read it. We probably got one more video to do, you all. Hopefully we can get up to 106 tomorrow, and that will be the end of the Book of Enoch, hopefully. So I want to thank you all for coming on here. I really do. Thank you, moderators. I know it was a long reading, and it wasn't as exciting as the very first part. It really wasn't. Um, but that's okay. At least you've heard it. I've heard it. Now I know what's in the middle part of that book. Um, I won't be able to memorize it. I won't. Yeah. Oh, that's really wonderful, April of Zion. Yeah. Well, thank you all so much. Um, oh, that's great. S. Coop. Yeah, my daughter told me that she has the book that says all of the lost books of the Bible, the books that got taken out. And I forgot she had that, so I'll have to look at that one day. Yeah. Oh, you're so very welcome. How long have we been on here? Oh my gosh, you are. That was even longer. 1 hour and 20 minutes? Wow. I can't believe it was that long. It literally went by really fast. It did. You're so welcome. Yeah, you're all welcome. What about the Russian icon book, Gina? I don't know what Russian icon book you may be speaking about. All I know, when I get off of here, I'm gonna go look at the book she's talking about. Yeah. Oh, Ruthie, honey, I'm so happy that I got you through your packing. That's wonderful. I actually woke up in the middle of the night last night, and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to listen to the first part of the Book of Enoch, and I did, and it put me to sleep. It was good. Yeah, that's great. Oh, you heard chapter 18 was about Antarctica. Did you hear? Did you hear in there how they released the Leviathan into the ocean during the last days? And then what was the other one? Oh, in the desert. The one in the desert, the two monsters, the one in the desert and the one in the ocean, you all can't remember. Behemoth. The behemoth. He was released on the desert or the land. The two monsters, it sounded like during the end times. That's what it sounded like. That was very interesting, you all. Leviathan in the ocean and the behemoth. Yes. Oh, wow. And, I think I saw somewhere, I think I read a little headline how someone thinks they saw like Leviathan in the ocean. Yeah. Oh, all right, you all. I'm going to go. And thank you all so much. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you, moderators. I hope the chat was fine. I'm sure it was. But that's okay, you all. Tomorrow, hopefully we can finish this up. It might be an hour and a half. Yeah. But at least it'll be done. And yeah. Thank you once again. Love you.